Coming up on Midco Sports tonight, Jay Ellison talks with Matt Mooney about his decision to finish his career at Texas Tech. Then in studio, we've got NDSU's head track and field coach Stevie Keller and SDSU's athletic director Justin Sell. And our Jason Andera has all the insight on South Dakota's high school combine. All that plus much more starts right now on Midco Sports tonight. Good evening and welcome to Midco Sports tonight. I'm Elena Lanson and I'll be filling in for Kelly Stewart. And we start with some pretty big news from a former South Dakota standout. USD graduate transfer Matt Mooney announced Monday via Twitter that he will be playing his final season at Texas Tech, choosing the Red Raiders over Northwestern and Creighton. And Mooney told RJ Ellison earlier today that a lot of things went into his decision, but said in the end that he went with his gut.
You know, something I prayed about a lot, thought about a lot, and, Coach Beard, I had said it before, he reminded me a lot of Coach Smith, just the way, they're different in a lot of ways, but his confidence and his belief in me, and, Texas Tech has really great resources and a great coaching staff, and it's just a whole nother level with their resources, and I feel like it's the best spot for me to improve, and they got a great group of guys coming back, and we got a chance to be special.
And Jay joins us now with more. And what's your biggest takeaway from your conversation with Mooney?
Well, we covered a lot of ground, Elena, but I think the thing that stood out the most to me was just how relieved he sounded to have this whole process behind him. He talked a lot about relationships today, not only those with people at USD, his teammates, the administration, the fans, but also those relationships he formed with other coaching staffs that were recruiting him here over the past month. That's what made this decision so incredibly difficult for him. And I think it's why it feels so good for him to finally have a resolution to the whole thing.
Absolutely. And you mentioned USD and his connections there. What do you have to say about his time as a Coyote?
Well, first off, Matt is incredibly fond of the University of South Dakota and the support he received there during his 3 years on campus. He says the way USD's community embraced him, not only as a basketball player, but as a person, is something that meant the world to him, especially after that rough experience he'd had at Air Force. He actually said Coyote fans helped restore his love for the game, so there's nothing but appreciation on his end there. He also said his teammates have been phenomenal through the whole process. Of course, they did everything they could to get him to stay, as you would expect, but he does say once he decided to move on, that it was best for him to move on. They supported him 100%.
And that's great to hear. And thanks, Jay. Good stuff. If you'd like to listen to Jay's entire conversation with Matt Mooney, check it out on our blog, on our website, midcosn.com. And we'll turn our attention to Summit League Player of the Week, Anthony Schneider from SDSU. Jacks were at home for a series against the Western Illinois Leathernecks this past weekend, and Schneider was absolutely on fire. He batted a ridiculous .579 while going 11 for 19 at the plate. His slugging percentage was 1.053 and had 609 on base percentage. And in the first game of the doubleheader on Mother's Day, Schneider would go 3 for 5 with 2 homers in a 3-run double. He would go on a drive in a career high of 7 runs in that contest. This is Schneider's first Player of the Week award, and he is quite deserving considering the current hot streak he has going. He's reached base safely 22 straight games with a rising batting average of a whopping 48 points. And by the way, over the course of that 3-game series against the Western Illinois Leathernecks, Schneider scored 5 runs, had 9 RBIs, 5 extra base hits, and also found time to steal a couple of bases. Congratulations to senior Jackrabbit Anthony Schneider, who proved he is more than deserving. And earlier today, I met with Greg Conrad, who is the director for the Sanford International Golf Tournament, which will be held on September 17th through the 23rd right here in Minnehaha County Country Club. And here's what you have to look forward to.
It's a great event, and really the purpose of the event is, one, to bring the best golfers in the world over the age of 50 right here to Sioux Falls. We expect it to be one of the greatest and largest events to take place in Sioux Falls as far as sports and being outdoors, so we're pretty excited about that. We also expect to raise not tens of thousands, not hundreds of thousands, but millions of dollars for charity. And we really hope at the end of the day that we make a strong economic impact on the community as well. We anticipate the direct economic impact to be around $20 million. So we expect it to be a big event, and we're just excited about the community. And obviously the golf course behind me is beautiful, and we're really blessed to be here and excited about getting things going.
For those of you who would like to get out on the course and see some pros in action, good news, tickets went on sale today.
They start as low as $10, and that's for the practice rounds Wednesday and Thursday, and then they're $20 for the tournament rounds Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We do anticipate at some point we'll sell out, but we encourage people to order and get their tickets early so we can plan and build bleachers and spectator areas and make sure that it's very comfortable whether we have 15,000 people every day or 20,000 people. We want to make sure it's a comfortable environment. We have some flexibility there, but there is a capacity to the golf course, and we want people, and the reason there's a capacity is we want people to be able to enjoy it and have good views and good sight lines, and if it gets too crowded, it's tough to do. So we'll manage that process, and that's why we're going on sale with tickets now, because we want to know kind of the crowd sizes that we're anticipating, and based on early indications, indicators and some pre-sale stuff, we expect a really good turnout.
If you're looking for a way to get involved, there are volunteer opportunities available at sanfordinternational.com, and that is also where you can purchase your tickets. When we come back, we're talking South Dakota Football Combine with our high school sports pro, Jason Andera. He's got all the details you need to know. You're watching Midco Sports Tonight.
Midco Sports Tonight, presented by Avera Orthopedics.